Falls. Shannon Austin here with another street construction update. We are out on the east side of the city on Rice Street, and we are out at the main pump station. We haven't been here for a while, but oh my goodness, there's a lot of activity going on. Carrie, project manager, let's get an update on what's going on.
They've been pouring a lot of concrete. We've poured about half the concrete of the project so far, so all the slabs are in, a lot of walls going up. Pretty soon you should be seeing it actually coming up out of the ground rather than just being in the hole.
Wow, so we see that really, really large pipe. So what is that pipe?
Yes.
How big is it and what does it do?
That pipe right over there is 84 inches. That's the diameter of it, and it runs from the screens of the pump station over to the wet well. So pretty much screens out, and then it runs through that 84-inch pipe into where it will go into the wet wells to be pumped.
So this is like the last stop before it goes to the water
Out to water rec.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this is again a capacity improvement project. Is that right?
Yep, and just technology too. The electronics there were at the old pump station were definitely outdated, and yeah, definitely the capacity. And this has room to upsize even more as Sioux Falls grows more. So
is the contractor on schedule?
We are behind schedule after the flooding and everything last fall.
Oh, sure. Mm-hmm.
So now our anticipated operational completion date would be October of 2021.
Oh.
When demolition of the old station would be complete more in like February of 2022.
Okay, so
still a ways to go.
So still a ways to go, but I suppose once you get the building up, there's probably a lot of work inside that has to be. Yeah.
Yep, a ton of electronics work and just installing equipment and things like that.
Okay. Well, when you drive out here on Rice Street, there's a lot of activity going on. So a lot of people, do they even realize that this is going on, do you think?
I've had a few calls just with people asking about the hole on Rice Street. They can't see what's in it, but they can see all the crane and all the equipment. So.
Well, it's a shiny red crane.
It is pretty.
So the project will be done by the end of 2021, early 2022.
Yep.
Anything else our viewers need to know? I mean, it's not going to impact their usage of the water rec system or the water system or anything, right?
No, this is really just planning for the future, and it'll be nice to get online and not have to worry when those big storms come through and add to our flows.
Okay, very good. So when should we come back to check out those walls then?
Hopefully by the end of summer, we should be up out of the ground.
Excellent.
So you can see it.
So this is not your only project that you've been working on. So what are some other exciting projects that you're working on?
Well, I have some intersection projects at 41st in Minnesota and 37th in Minnesota. We're adding right turn lanes.
So that's probably not... Okay, so let's tell me the directions of the right turn lanes.
So at 41st in Minnesota, it's going to be for eastbound 41st, turning south onto Minnesota.
Oh, that'll be good, because
so
that signal's a little bit goofy there.
Yep.
Yep.
And then at 37th, it will be for westbound 37th onto northbound Minnesota.
And so I assume those are both needed just because of the high right turners?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. 41st in Minnesota is in desperate need of some more capacity there, and it'll also allow us to put double lefts for the people heading west on 41st Street.
Oh, to go on to Minnesota.
Yep.
Okay,
So
very good. And is that a project that'll impact the drivers all summer long, or is it kind of a short project?
Mostly early in the summer. Okay. So hopefully in the next couple weeks, during the next 2 weeks, they're going to be installing the signals to get the signals, new signal lines up, because we'll have to tear down the old signal pole and sign bridge in order to build the turn lane. So once that's complete, hopefully in the next 2 weeks, we can start construction. It should just be some lane closures for eastbound 41st Street traveling. So
one of the other projects that we're familiar with last year was, of course, 69th Street.
Yep, 69th Street.
What's left to do on 69th Street between Louise then and West Medical Court?
It is pretty much done.
Yay.
They're right now, they have all the trees installed, all the plants installed. They're putting down some sod and grass seed, and really I think there's one or two more light poles to put up, and we should be wrapped up.
Awesome.
Yep, in the next week or two.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
So how about another exciting project that you're working on? Anything else?
I have the Fire Station 12, which is they're just mobilizing on that, just getting started, moving some dirt around out at 41st and Faith.
So give our viewers an indication, where is 41st and Faith? Is it on the east side, west side?
It's east. It's east of Harmadon Park on 41st Street.
Okay.
Just across from where the new middle school will be.
Oh, excellent. We're actually going to go out there next to talk to Dina Knudsen, so we'll take a peek at that.
Excellent.
All right, do you have any other information you want to share with our viewers today?
Nope, I think that's it.
All right, thanks so much for your time. We'll be back later this summer.
All right, thanks.
Well, our next visit is on the east side again of Sioux Falls, and we are out on East 41st Street. Dina, who you all know, is our project manager for a lot of work going on East 41st Street, east of Veterans Parkway. So, Dina, we got a lot of stuff going on out here.
Yes.
What is our project that we're working on?
So we're out between Faith and Sparta Avenue.
Okay, so that's to the east of Veterans Parkway, right?
Yes.
And then as far as, there's a lot of dirt being moved. What kind of buildings are going up?
So we have Brandon Valley. They have a new elementary school here. We've got the new fire station number 12, and we also have Ben Rifle Middle School.
All happening at the same time.
Yes, yes.
So completion, and of course those aren't your projects, but I think they're all supposed to be completed in 2021, is that correct?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, so for our project though, the widening on 41st Street will be done way before 2021.
Yes, it is a very short project. We're expecting only here a few weeks, and then we'll be wrapping that up. We will be installing some new signals, traffic signals at the intersection. Those will be coming in later this fall, just lead time for supplies.
Okay, so both 41st and Faith and 41st and Sparta get traffic signals?
Yes, correct.
And the main reason for that is?
Just the increased volume of pedestrians for the schools,
okay.
And then just the pedestrians and the traffic crossings.
Okay, very good. So we'll definitely want to come back out here because it's going to be a quick one.
Yes, it will.
All right, so as long as we're standing here, can you give us an update on the 8th Street Bridge?
Sure. There's a lot happening on the bridge. The last few weeks have been, we've allowed CenturyLink, which is a private utility, to protect their line and actually lift it above the bridge deck. They're in that process now, so you'll see a lot changing out there for them. They should be done and out of there by the end of next week, and then you'll really start to dig into that bridge deck and see what's underneath.
So that conduit that you see that's lifted up, that'll only be up there for a week?
No, they'll be completed. So they'll
okay.
be erecting some steel towers at each end of the bridge, which will be pretty cool to see. We don't see that kind of stuff here in Sioux Falls too much, but that will be holding that cable for a better part of this summer.
Okay, so if you drive by it, or if you're walking by it, it would be better to take a look when you're walking versus driving, because
yes.
it's pretty interesting to see.
It is.
Okay. All right, well, our next stop, we're going to meet you over at 26th and Southeastern for a project update.
All right, very good.
All right, we are at 26th and Southeastern. Not a lot of changes from the driving public on 26th and Southeastern, but Dina, what's the contractor? Is he still working on the bridge, I assume?
Yes, we're still working on the bridge.
Okay, so how is it coming?
Well, there was a little bit of a hiccup with the bridge crew.
Okay, so are we still on track, do you think, to open the bridge by the end of May, or?
I think at this point it's going to be too tight
okay.
to say mid-May. I think we'll be looking at probably closer to middle of June.
Okay, so, but we'll get there.
Yes, we will get there.
We have Southeastern to the south of 26th Street, that paving being completed, so that'll be a nice addition when we do get the bridge open.
Yes, yep.
Okay, so in Southeastern to the north of 26th Street, give us an update on what's happening there.
Okay, so right there, the contractor is working on the expansions part of it. So they're cutting out the road to the west of where the original road was. So we're preparing for the widening part. So they'll be working on that. They're also working on the underground utilities over the next few weeks too. So.
And remind our viewers, what type of a section are we going to put? How many lanes?
So there'll be 4 lanes coming, heading north up to 18th Street.
And sidewalks on both sides? Or?
There'll be sidewalks on the east side of the road.
And how come not on the west side?
We are right up next to Burlington Northern Railroad, so there isn't a lot of room in there once you add 4 lanes. So we're keeping the sidewalk on the east side.
Probably just a safety thing too. We just don't want to have those pedestrians right next to the railroad.
That's correct.
Okay. So Southeastern, we have a lot of drainage pipe. Is there a large culvert going underneath Southeastern also?
Yep, there is a culvert there today, and we're just making that a little bigger.
Okay.
So that'll be a new addition under there. Most drivers won't even see that. They'll drive right over the top of it.
Very good. All right, and what's the status of Rotary Park? Open for business?
Yes, Rotary Park is open for business, and you access it from the new Rotary Park side. As soon as we switch traffic to the south side, there will be no access to the old Rotary Park section.
Gotcha. Okay, very good. So not a whole lot of change, but certainly making some progress.
We are making progress.
All right, well, thank you so much. We're going to go over to the west side next.
All right, thank you.
All right, our last project update is right in the heart of the city at 41st Street and Western Avenue. We welcome back Josh, who's our project manager out here. Josh, there's a lot of cars and not many lanes. What's going on?
Well, we're rebuilding the intersection here. As of right now, we are still in phase 1.
Okay.
Hopefully for the next couple months here, we should be closing that one out and hopefully moving on to the next phase. But as of right now, we only got 1 lane each way, and we're rebuilding the other side of the street.
So how has the traffic been?
It's picking up a little bit more
Yeah.
as the weather gets a little nicer. But for the most part, people have been obeying the stay-at-home order, so it seems to be doing all right.
So do we have a designated detour route?
As of right now, there is no detour, but in the next few months or in the next few weeks here, we will be actually closing Western Avenue to the north of 41st Street. We won't be closing 41st Street, but we'll be closing Western Avenue north of 41st Street,
Okay.
and the detour will be Kiwanis Avenue and 33rd Street.
So you can still go east and west on 41st, and then you can still go north, but then you'd have to turn. You just can't go through the intersection.
Correct. You
Okay.
can go south on Western, south of 41st Street, but you cannot go north.
So, and then once you do that north leg of Western, are you done with that
Should be
leg?
very close.
Okay.
We might not be completely done with phase 1, but we'll be very close to being done with the north side of the intersection.
So this is really this is a tough project, isn't it? It's just kind of slow moving because you have to maintain traffic, right?
Yeah, it's just a tight quarters. It's old utilities. We're talking utilities from the mid 50s. So I mean, there's a lot of kind of unknowns as soon as we dig into the ground.
Right. So have you found any surprises that you didn't know about?
Quite a few. Quite a few.
Very good. So the completion date for this project is, I assume, November, or is it sooner than that?
It'll be early fall, about that
Okay.
October time frame. With the good spring there, I'm hoping that will maybe be a little sooner, but just let everybody know that it still will be mid to late fall.
Okay. And remind our viewers again, how many lanes when the project is done, how many lanes will we have in all directions?
We'll have 2 lanes each way, and then we'll have dual lefts in each direction as well, with
Okay.
some right turn lanes as
Okay,
well.
so that'll really increase our capacity out here.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So a lot of the businesses, of course, are still closed. Once they start up, we certainly want to let people know that 41st and Western is still open, and when those businesses do open, you can get to them, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep. We have plenty of business detour signs already up in place.
Okay.
Everybody seems to be kind of figuring them out, so I think we're doing good for right now. We've been communicating with the businesses, so
Great, very good. All right, well, thanks so much for your update today.
thank you.
All right, Sioux Falls, that's our update for today. As you can see, there's a lot going on. Construction season is just starting. So we certainly want you to keep in tune with all of our projects. Go to siouxfalls.org. There's all kinds of information on our street construction page. Plus, you can watch this video on our YouTube channel as well as on our website. Thanks for watching. See you on the streets.